So, let's get started. SP Convo. Get ready to lay down. Take a quick peek at my what I'm styling like. What I'm styling like today. Step back for a little minute. See how I'm styling. 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 You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Lumberjack with the hat to match. That's about all you're gonna get for the rest of the show. Let's get into it. Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl. What that mean? So those of you that seen the Super Bowl, you know, it was a message being sent out to the world about America itself. And that message was about America is back. You know? America was back. You know, letting people know what took place and letting people know what America was always about. Now I wanna let somebody's commentary be addressed it. I just want to see what people's comments is. So let me go swing it. So like I said, Kendrick Lamar is letting people know America is back, man. Black Americans is here to claim what they never left behind. President Trump made it to the festive Super Bowl. And what does that mean for Americans moving forward? I'll tell you what it means. It means to all of those that thought that life is not so grand after people come back and take their land. And that's what America did. They let Black America show out and represent the country as a whole. Let me try to establish. I seen the show. I liked it. Samuel Jackson putting out the little pointers out there. You know, people have to be in tune with America. If you're not in tune with America, then you don't know what it is. You understand? It's impossible for a person to know what it is if this is not your country. You know, you had Donald Trump representing his country. The first president ever to join the American Super Bowl to observe it live. So It just means that America's coming back to get what's theirs. And that's their country. You know, the immigration, that's part of the halftime show. White and black have to stick together. It's their country. White and black have to stick together. Because the white man raised the black man, in all honesty, after slavery. The results of slavery shows after slavery. So most Americans are black on the outside, skin color wise, but the way they think, it's like they conquerors, like a white man, like the white man. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm trying to get something together. Bear with me. Hope I don't get no copyright. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's play it safe.
Turn your best idea into a bestseller.
I want to go back to Michael right now. That halftime show, Michael.
Oh, yeah, George, what a show it was. You know, I'm right here at the historic New Orleans Collection. It's a free museum, history museum. It's all about New Orleans. It's in the French Quarter. And you know what? It kind of leads us into the halftime show, which made history. Kendrick Lamar teased the crowd and the fans at home, but he ultimately decided to perform his Grammy Award-winning diss track, Not Like Us. For 13 show-stopping minutes, hip-hop superstar Kendrick Lamar was anything but humble. The 22-time Grammy winner, the first solo rap artist to headline the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show. And he brought his LA roots cross-country to NOLA, showcasing his unparalleled rap skills. With a little help from special guest SZA. The longtime collaborators performing their Oscar-nominated hit, All the Stars from Black Panther.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
In a patriotic Uncle Sam, as in Samuel L. Jackson, serving as narrator to Kendrick's take on America's story.
It's your Uncle Sam, and this is the Great American Game.
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the suit.
What song?
Yeah, that song.
As for that song, Kendrick settling that will he, won't he of it all, boldly launching into his Grammy-winning diss track, Not Like Us.
They not like us. No. They not like us. No. They not like us.
The lyrics aimed at his rap rival Drake.
Say, Drake, I hate you like I'm young.
And are currently at the center of a defamation lawsuit from Drake against the label that represents both rappers. Kendrick personally has not been sued. Fellow Compton native SerenaWilliams taking part too during the signature Crip Walk.
No. They not like us.
The tennis legend and Drake reportedly dated in the past.
Turn this TV off.
Symbolism featuring heavily during the set, dancers dressed in red, white, and blue, even recreating the American flag. And at one point, an unplanned image, a background performer pulling out Sudanese and Palestinian flags in protest. The NFL saying in statement, no one involved with the production was aware of the individual's intent. Following the show, Kendrick celebrating with his team backstage.
So, Michael, we all
You see how that went. see how that went. Kendrick Lamar just basically let everybody know USA is coming back, and they're coming back strong. That's what it's about. You see, a lot of people want to run with the narrative that they made America. They want to take credit, but that cannot be done. You understand? It cannot be done because you have to give respect where respect is due. There's no other group that entered America and built this country. Black Americans built the country. No other group. And by Donald Trump being there, solidifying what it was, is what it is. America. This land was made for you and me. But that's the biggest lie ever. Because the inception of America started with slaves being brutally abused, stressfully worked to the point of starvation and death. So now moving forward, over 500 years later, the Black Americans has transitioned into some of the most electrifying people on the face of this earth. Them black people fought for their rights, and they suffered and died for the rest of them. The rest of them meaning any other black group out there in society. Hey, they fought for mankind, to be honest. So that Super Bowl performance was basically saying Black Americans coming back to take what's theirs. The respect, the credit, the admiration, the ingenuity, the leadership. It's about leadership. One of the most selling Super Bowl shows ever to be performed was Kendrick Lamar's. And that's just within, I believe, I think, I'm sorry, hold on, let me see. I believe at least 1 billion people watched the Super Bowl. And I think that's more than FIFA, sorry. Yep. I think over 1 billion people watched the Super Bowl. Kendrick Lamar. Let's see if we could break this down. I want to play this. See somebody could.
Now, Kendrick Lamar is currently trending after his Super Bowl performance, and for good reason. Ever since it was announced back in September that Kendrick was going to perform, the hype has been real. And now it finally happened, and people can't stop talking about it. But here's the thing. Most people only saw what was on the surface. What they missed was the deeper message Kendrick was sending. This performance wasn't just about entertainment. It was filled with subliminals, symbolism, and a statement that went way beyond the music. So in this video, we're breaking it all down. What Kendrick was really trying to communicate, and why this might be one of the most important Super Bowl performances we've ever seen. Let's start with some of the basics, what I'd consider the less exciting but still important details. First, we have the A chain, which caught a lot of people's attention. Some fans believe the A could be a subliminal shot at Drake, referencing the A minor line from Not Like Us, or even Drake's real name, Aubrey. While there's definitely a possibility, if you ask me, I think this is more about Kendrick promoting PG Lang. PG Lang, the company Kendrick started in 2020, specializes in music, film, television, and creative production. If you take a look at their merchandise, they frequently use the letter A, making this seem more like a branded promotion rather than a direct shot at Drake. That being said, I wouldn't put it past Kendrick to include this, knowing people would speculate and tie it back to their beef. But overall, I think this was less about the drama and more about using the big stage in America to push his brand forward. And then we have SerenaWilliams crip walking, which is so petty but undeniably funny. This moment was of course a direct, calculated jab considering Serena's history with Drizzy. SerenaWilliams and Drake used to date at one point, for anyone who doesn't know. Their connection first gained traction in August 2015 when paparazzi snapped them getting cozy at a Cincinnati restaurant. Before that, Drake had already been spotted courtside at her tennis matches, fueling speculation. However, things between Serena and Drake eventually soured. The exact reason, well, nobody truly knows. But what we do know is that in 2022, Drake took an unexpected shot at Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, on his collab album with 21 Savage, Her Loss. He did this on a...
Okay, that's between Drake and Kendrick, the feud. I guess that's what got them into the rap battle. I'm not too clear on why they had a issue anyway, so I'm being informed as y'all being informed. Well, for those of you that already know, I'm the one that's kind of behind. All right, I admit I'm the one that's fully behind, but I catch it very fast. So, you know, let's try to get into the hidden message of what it is. Okay, let's try to break it down, see what this brother had to say. I may share the video, but now I think I'd rather let him just have the audio and y'all just listen to it. So let's go right now.
Chain, Serena, and all that. Those things aside, this wasn't just a performance. This so-called performance, okay, this was actually a political statement. The show opened with none other than legendary actor Samuel L. Jackson introducing Kendrick Lamar. But this wasn't just an introduction. Samuel L. Jackson was dressed as Uncle Sam, the well-known symbol which is supposed to represent the U.S. government. So he's a physical embodiment of the government, okay? And that embodies authority, control, which is essentially the same system that Kendrick has been fighting for the entirety of his career, but most importantly of all, life. Kendrick Lamar has spent his entire career being critical of the systems in America that have contributed to so much of the pain Black America has faced. He's never shied away from addressing oppression, economic disparity, and systematic racism in his music. In fact, he dedicated an entire album to these themes in 2015 called To Pimp a Butterfly. One of the most striking examples of this is Wesley's Theory, the very first song on the album where Kendrick raps, "Anything to see, my name is Uncle Sam, I'm your dog, motherfucker, you can't live at the mall, I know you're kind, that's why I'm kind, don't have receipts, oh man, that's fine, pay me later, wear those gators, cliche, then say F your haters." Now this particular song is about the financial traps that have kept Black Americans stuck in a cycle of debt and economic struggle. Kendrick paints a picture of the U.S. government personified as Uncle Sam, luring young Black men into a false sense of financial...
So, as the brother man said, Kendrick always been speaking on the blacks in America's losses, struggles, hurdles, opposition. See, the black man in America struggle is the government. It's the government stopping the Black Americans. Other individuals don't have that hurdle. They don't have that to deal with. Because it's the same government in the U.S. that allows other people that have the same skin color as Kendrick Lamar to further themselves in America. Donald Trump, not to say he's the savior for Black Americans, but he do acknowledge Black Americans and he give them the credit. That's very important for a president to be outspoken and definitive about what it is that he want the world to understand and know about his country and his presidency at the moment. Very important. No other president ever did that like Trump. Honestly. So Kendrick, knowing this, knowing this, he strategically mastered his moment. Drake is a good artist, but Drake is not American. Drake is foreign. He's Canadian. And what this detailed was America stick together. And just when people think America is a weakened country and forgot its place, you're sadly mistaken. America don't forget its place. America understands what it is. Other people have to understand what it is. But let's continue.
Financial freedom, encouraging them to overspend, indulge in materialism, and accumulate debt, all while knowing that the system is designed to keep them from ever truly attaining wealth. Simply put, it's a trap. And Kendrick, being as intentional as he is, wasn't just referencing the song for nostalgia. His decision to have Samuel L. Jackson, dressed as Uncle Sam, introduce his Super Bowl performance was a callback to this very idea, reminding us that financial literacy, systematic racism, and the exploitation of black culture are still very relevant conversations today. Wesley's theory is a direct reference to actor Wesley Snipes, who famously went to prison for tax evasion. Kendrick used Snipes' situation as a metaphor for how the system sets up black artists, athletes, and entertainers to fail financially. Wesley Snipes was once one of the biggest actors in Hollywood, but after failing to pay millions in taxes, the American government came down on him hard. While tax evasion is a crime regardless of who commits it, Kendrick's point is that black celebrities are often placed in a financial trap, encouraged to spend recklessly, not given the tools for financial literacy, and then penalized harshly when they make mistakes. Kendrick's message in Wesley's theory is that the system doesn't just allow black success, it profits off of black success while making sure that the wealth never truly stays within the community.
You understand? So, he basically breaking it down what the Super Bowl message was about and what America is truly about. And it's only aimed at black Americans. You understand? The descendants of slaves, the FBAs, that black particular group have to endure all of that. So if you're black coming from a different country moving to America, you too fall into that category because you're black. And America don't want to and not gonna do it, which I'm talking about divide. They're not gonna separate and sort out who is who at the moment. Because why should they? Why should they when they could let other blacks strategically feel that they're going to be more superior than the blacks that's already born in America? That's the system. And a lot of people fell for that system. It's kind of like the mindset of the teacher pointing out the bad student in the classroom and want the rest of the students to look at that child as a person that shouldn't have nothing because he is not going along with the game. He's not playing by the teacher's rules, by the school system rules. And anybody that's not playing by the rules should be automatically ostracized, outcast, a misfit. And bad luck should always fall upon him for him not paying attention and listening. But that's a lie. Because that person that's not listening to the school system, the person that have his own mind, that see better and want better and know better. And they're afraid that that one person going to spark their attention and take it's going to take their attention away from the teacher that's supposed to have the class attention. They don't want that child or that student to have all that power. Let's move forward to what Uncle Sam really meant. Let's just break this down.
directly into the overarching theme of the performance, the battle between playing the game and challenging the system just enough. I see you brought your homeboys with you. On the surface, it acknowledges Kendrick bringing his team, his culture, and most importantly of all, his people to the stage. But coming from Samuel L. Jackson, who's playing Uncle Sam, the symbol of the U.S. government and the industry's power, it carries a condescending tone. It suggests that Kendrick is leaning on the strength of his roots, his community, and black culture to make an impact. It's almost as if Uncle Sam is saying, oh, so you're using your people, your authenticity, your blackness as a way in? And it's funny because blackness is literally the source of everything in the entertainment industry. Music, style, culture, but when it comes to the image that the industry wants to represent, it's often watered down, controlled, or repackaged to be more digestible for mainstream audiences. Hip-hop, R&B, and black culture as a whole have shaped every major movement in music and entertainment. Yet the industry has historically treated black artists as both the foundation and the afterthought. Black artists are expected to innovate, set trends, and define culture. But when they become too outspoken or too disruptive or too unapologetically black, they're met with resistance. And this is that resistance at play. When Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam dismisses Kendrick's authenticity as just a cultural cheat code, it reflects how the industry uses black culture while trying to control who gets to profit from it. So this could be a subtle dig at how the industry exploits black culture, allowing artists to bring their background into the mainstream only when it benefits the system. Also,
get it? You get it? So, if my grandmother came from the Caribbean, so she's a Crucian. That's somebody from the island of St. Croix. So they don't have the exposure that America have. So if a person that have a talent from St. Croix happen to come to America, and let's say he's a musician, and he land a record deal with a record company, he puts a record out, he have his people from his island supporting him. He have his mindset where he's going to say, I'm going to give back to my people back home. Okay. He's allowed to do that in America. America is not going to shun him. America is not going to make him look bad or feel bad. America is not going to say this guy is a threat to our establishment. So he could look like he's the martyr to his people. He could look like he came to America and surpassed the black Americans, and the black Americans is lazy and they don't want to do nothing. He could look like he have rights to speak on black culture in America, even though he's not American. Because Uncle Sam's going to say, let him have his way. Because there's a reason why I want these people to have their way. I want them, the heads, to get gassed up, feel big-headed, that that particular black man from the island is better than the American black man. You understand? So it's the system. And if that black man from the island, of my grandma island from St. Croix, if he's not aware and know about the system, and he only is structured on how he was raised in his island to come to America, afford an opportunity, and give back to his people back home, and just worry about him and his people back home, then he's going to be duped. Because that same system of the U.S.A. is going to take from him and defame him and discredit him. And then that particular guy is going to want to look for the help from the other black men in America that he never even once thought about assisting, aiding, or making kinship with, because he just worried about him and his own. And America allow people to think that way, feel that way. And then when they take it away from them, they're looking stuck. They're looking silly, really, but they stuck at a loss for words. They don't understand what's going on. They feel they came to America and did everything right. They didn't disrespect white establishment. They was kinfolk with white establishment. There was a yes man, a yes boss. You understand? They was also finely tuned to jump to any rhythm that the white man wanted or America wanted. And that's where it falls down for them. Let's get back into a little bit more into what this brother had to say.
So he's performing peekaboo. So let's talk about the white outfits, okay? Because those white outfits right there is definitely more than just a fashion choice. If you follow Kendrick's career, you know that he doesn't do anything without intention. In a situation like this, there's a strong argument that this was a direct reference to the KKK and the idea of America. All the dancers dressed in white, moving in unity, while Kendrick performs a song that directly calls out Drake, who's supposed to represent the system. That visual alone is very symbolic. The Ku Klux Klan, also known as the KKK, is known for wearing white robes, representing white supremacy, oppression, and the same systematic racism Kendrick has been speaking out against his entire career. Now let's not forget that hip-hop has been calling out America from Ice Cube to Tupac, and now Kendrick is continuing that tradition on one of the biggest stages in America. This could also be a reference to Colin Kaepernick. The NFL has a complicated history with race, from how the Colin Kaepernick situation played out to the way black artists have been selectively allowed to perform on certain stages. And yet Kendrick gets up there and flips the entire thing into a critique of the system itself. It's almost like he's saying, look, I know what country this is, I know how this game is played, and I know exactly where we stand. Now, right before Kendrick is about to perform Not Like Us, Samuel L. Jackson delivers another loaded line.
That's what America wants.
So we're gonna have to cut that short because copyright is beating my fucking ass right now, bruh.
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't miss this. And before he can even finish, Kendrick cuts him off, launching straight into Not Like Us. So this moment wasn't just theatrical. Now this moment wasn't just theatrical. It was symbolic. It was the system quite literally being interrupted. Samuel L. Jackson, still playing the role of Uncle Sam, the government, the establishment, the industry, was essentially telling Kendrick, this is what we want from you. Something safe, something that doesn't challenge us. You're almost where we want you. Stay in line and don't ruin it. But
now you see, I'm going along with this video. My first time viewing this video. First time listening to this video. So I'm born in America, but I don't know the ins and outs of America. Only what I was told through school and my extracurricular activities of learning on my own. My grandmother knew what she knew. But like I told you, this is not her country. So I'm born here. So when reparations come, I'm not going to receive reparations because of my bloodline is connected to the Caribbean. And it's supposed to be fully blown American. Both parents supposed to come from FBA or slave descendants of slaves background in order for me to receive reparations, or for anybody that is black in America to receive reparations. So for anybody that's in America that have foreign lineage, you're not going to get the check. That's only for the American blacks. I guess like the rappers like the T.I.s, the Jeezys, the black people from the South, Alabama, the Lil Waynes. I'm just naming rappers because it's hip hop and these people are born in America with culture and, you know, understanding of their country. So I'm born in East Coast where it's mainly migrants. It's mainly migrants in the East Coast. So yeah, there's a lot of children born in America since the 70s, but that's still young and fresh into the country, as opposed to people that have 600-700 years of stock in the country. Anybody that's in America, that their parents that came from the Caribbean or Africa or just any portion of the globe only been in America for 100 years, that don't hold no weight to people that got 500 years on you. So America wants quiet, peace, tranquility. You understand? America don't want that ghetto-ness. They don't want the fabric of their country changed. They don't want that. They want what they want, full control. Because America is not a country paid in gold. It's not a country paved in gold. America want their money accounted for. They want to know what you're doing with their money. They want to know how you coming to get down in their country. They want to know everything about you. And when you step out of line, you go to jail. And if you try to go against the government, you go to prison. And there's no country out there that's going to pay that heavy tab to get people free. You understand? You have to suffer. But you don't have to suffer. Let me change it. You have to suffer if you go against the U.S. system. But you don't have to suffer if you lay down like little puppy dogs and do what America says. Let's get back to this.
But Kendrick doesn't let him finish. Instead, he shuts him completely down and jumps straight into Not Like Us.
You get it? Kendrick understands that. Because I take it, Kendrick family been in America for a long time. A long time. Let's get back into it.
Arguably the most rebellious moment of the entire show. And that right there, that's the perfect representation of how America has always tried to police black voices. The government has a history of suppressing outspoken black figures, whether through censorship, blackballing, or outright violence. The entertainment industry has a habit of rewarding black artists only when they play by the rules and punish those who challenge the system. The media often tries to dictate how black artists should behave, expecting them to be nice and calm rather than unapologetic and disruptive, because when other groups of people speak up, it's seen as passion, advocacy, standing up for what's right. But when black people speak up, suddenly it's labeled as aggression, a threat, or something that needs to be controlled. But Kendrick...
And why is that? Why that seems to be the narrative when American black people stand up automatically is a threat? Because them black Americans was told by their ancestors how to handle business and stay on business and don't never settle for wooden nickels. Black people are strong in America. Civil rights ain't the only thing that expressed that. Nah. Take it back 40 years before the civil rights, 1920s, when I believe it was Tulsa, Oklahoma, when the U.S. government bombed their own citizens at the time. Or I'm going to say the blacks that was in America, this country, bombed its own people of the land because they didn't want to give them the respect as citizens. How you wipe out your own people? Bomb them. These black people was doctors, landowners, homeowners, dentists. They had their own thing going. They had their own enclave. They had their own black America within America. And white America didn't want that. So black Americans are strong people. Give them their due. Give them their credit. Give them their respect. Because when I seen the halftime show, that's the first thing that ran through my mind. I said, look at all these black people got their stuff together. Look how when Kendrick was in front of the woman had his back. They represent their black man. He led, they followed. No discourse, no discredit. You understand? The man leads the family. The man leads in the relationship. A lot of people give black Americans a bad rap. Call them lazy. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have no structure. All that is opinion. That's opinion. Because no other group don't have no facts. Because you haven't been here that long. You going off what somebody told you. The truth is the truth. No other black group around the globe suffered, died for rights. No other black group around the globe cried out for their people to be united. you just can't. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it. Because I've been doing research for a long time, and I haven't found it. The Black Americans are the group, and that's just what it is. Let's get back to.
Isn't here to be controlled. The second Uncle Sam tries to contain him, he breaks free by being his loud, aggressive self and does the very thing they don't want him to do. And then to top it all off, Kendrick ends his Super Bowl performance with the song TV Off, which quite literally means turn the damn TV off.
Turn this TV off, turn this...
I think there are two major layers to why Kendrick chose to end this performance with this song. First of all, it's definitely a universal message to everyone. In a world where people are constantly fed media narratives, propaganda, and distraction.
Perfect. You understand? So, Black Americans is considered no good, lazy, don't want nothing, don't come for nothing, don't know what it is to work hard, don't come from struggle, don't know what poverty is. Everything's right there at the tip of their fingertips. How is that? But everything that was made by black people got stripped from them, and it was made to keep white elevation to the top. It was made to keep another race of people living good. So when you have people that don't have no type of intelligence or wisdom of their own, they're going to buy into whoever have that power. So if white man's considered powerful, whatever white man say, people who don't have no knowledge is going to buy into it. And America is that propaganda. America puts everything out there, do imagery. And America know how to win people over. And America knows one thing. I get this country. America knows how to make other people extremely jealous. America know how to make people jealous. If you don't have this, you're a nobody. Or they flip it. Listen. I appreciate you. I want you to come to my country. I make sure you have everything. We make sure you have the best of the best. And don't worry about the Black Americans when you get there. We got them under control. But that don't work for the Black Americans. The Black Americans don't get jealous when they see other people have. They understand the game plan. They know what that's about. They do this last little 2 minutes, and then I put the rest of the spill on and let you know where I see America is going, headed in the future.
Kendrick is telling the audience to wake up. The Super Bowl is one of the biggest spectacles in America. Corporations spend billions just to have a commercial slot because they know the whole world is watching. The game, the halftime show, the ads, it's all a distraction from real life issues that don't go away once the TV is off. Kendrick ending with TV off could be him saying, enough with the distractions. Think for yourself. And then the other half of the message is a message to Black America. The media has historically controlled the narrative about black people, whether through the news, entertainment, or politics, or the entertainment industry. The way black artists, athletes, and leaders are portrayed is often filtered through a lens of control, only showing what fits the agenda. So when Kendrick closes off his performance with TV off, it's his way of telling Black America to stop letting the media dictate their reality. Don't let America decide who your heroes are. Don't let the system control the narrative. Kendrick was clearly sending a message with this performance, and I can't believe there are people who thought this was just a regular halftime show, but then again, it makes sense. The masses only see what's on the surface. That's how it's always been. Most people just saw a high energy performance, a few viral moments, and some controversy, but if you've been following Kendrick's career, you already know that this man never does anything without a purpose, and that's why I respect him so much. You can't hear me break all this down and...
So, Kendrick laid it down. The message is out there. You had black people doing this before Kendrick, but Kendrick is doing this for his generation. I take it maybe he's about 35 years of age. Don't know his age, but anybody in their 30s, all the way down to whoever listens to Kendrick and respect his knowledge, those are the ones he's waking up. Those are the ones he's letting it be known that this is where we're going to head in the future. So, as you see, Trump is deporting foreigners. Trump is deporting illegals. Trump is deporting anybody who don't understand the U.S. system. Trump is deporting anybody that been in America 30, 40 years and didn't stand 10 toes down and get their paperwork together to show appreciation for them being into America. They got to go. He's a man that's going to protect his country. Black Americans going to protect their country too. White America and Black America always bump heads. It's always going to be that way. But white America do understand that Black Americans have stake in this country too. So now they should be putting Black Americans on a higher platform than have they should be putting Black Americans on a higher platform than they did in the past. They should be at the forefront more rather than just to be sports, education. It should be, I guess, across the board. You know? What I'm trying to say. The negative images that was put on Black America for the past 200 years, that should be shattered. That should be destroyed like the Berlin Wall of the 80s. Nobody should no longer think that Black people are failures in America and Black people in America are lazy. Now, don't get me wrong. You have the small-minded individuals that choose not to get out of the ghetto mindset. Those people don't represent the whole United States of America. Because you have a whole nother group of Black people in America that's well, rich, boule, very gifted. And you have a lot of Black Americans that's running the country too. They're just behind the scenes. I was watching something and I said, wow, I noticed Trump don't have no Black people within his cabinet on the second go around. He had Ben Carson on the first go around. I see he got rid of Vivek Ramaswamy. Was that January 21st? Vivek Ramaswamy only lasted one day. I guess he didn't fit the program. You know, it's easy for somebody to come to America and make money and think, okay, they're American, and never had to face the problems that Black Americans have to face. You know, I was watching the show with this Iranian guy named Patrick, and he said our forefathers, and he expressed how he got a text message from somebody saying, no, your forefathers is from where your parents come from. That's American forefathers are for Americans. And he was upset. He's like, he's American. They was like, no, you wasn't born in America, and your people don't have no lineage in America. You don't have no self-representation in America like the people that are white and Black. This is their country. Not being selfish, but putting it out there like, you're not going to come to this country and think that your spice is going to be put on the table and that people should be accepting your spice. No, you're going to come to America and you're going to learn the American way. And let me say this. I think America should let everybody go through the same distress they let the Black people go through. Then you'll see who really want to stay in the country and who really have respect for the country and who really don't mind being here and try to be part of the country. But when America didn't do that, America just basically what? Let people feel like you could do what you want here as long as you're not Black. You can have your way as long as you're not Black. As long as you don't tick the white man off, you could do what you want. And that's so corny, man. That's so cheesy. People should understand. If it can happen to them, it can happen to any of us. Nobody that comes to America is better than the people that's there. You know? When anybody go to anybody's country, you should not think that when you go to another person's country, you automatically better than people of the country that you in. That's just ignorant. Everybody should be respected. Okay? There's negative in every culture. There's negative human beings throughout the world. There's rich people throughout the world. You understand? There's a caste or there's a class in every society. But because I sweep the floor and somebody wipe the wall, and there's somebody that have to tell me that tomorrow I'm not going to sweep the floor, I'm going to have to do the yard, that don't mean because he give me a directive that he's better than me. He should still understand that I'm a human being like he's a human being. He just in a position a little bit better than me at the moment, because that position that he's in could be changed at the moment. So we have to be respectful and be humble. No pun intended. What I see America heading in the future is this. I feel America is going to be a better country once the Great Reset happens. I feel America is going to be branded as the country that got its respect back. And I feel America is going to be a country that's going to be always accepting of everybody around the world, but everybody be on the same frequency. And that frequency should be respect. That frequency should be togetherness. That frequency should be no division. That frequency should be less ignorant mindsets. That frequency should be empowerment. That frequency should be what I said. This land was made for you and me, with the understanding that once you try to disrespect this country and somebody realize that this is not originally your ethnic background, your place of origin, don't get upset when that person don't want you in their house no more or in their country no more. All right, so it's been a good show. I appreciate y'all people. I'm out.